It's Eastern Ohio and Western Pennsylvania's most in-depth weather forecast video. We call it Weather for Weather Geeks, and it's a calmer evening across the valley. We had some thunderstorms threatening parts of the region last evening when I recorded Weather Geeks on Monday evening, but things are quiet this evening. They're going to stay that way overnight tonight. Those thunderstorms that rolled through parts of northern Ohio yesterday did actually prompt, or provoke, I should say, or produce, pick your P word, a brief tornado out in Wayne County, Ohio, right out here. This is west of Akron and Canton. Now towards Worcester, this tornado was on the ground for just a couple of minutes, but it did some minor damage to some trees and a couple of structures around Smithville. This is right before 7 p.m., and the Weather Service in Cleveland did a great job with this. They did issue a tornado warning for this. The circulation dissipated rapidly, so they discontinued the warning long before it was set to expire. But for a couple of minutes, a tornado appeared to be on the ground. It was rated an EF0. That brings our preliminary tornado count in the state of Ohio for 2025 up into the mid-20s. Now, this is above the average for the entire year. The state of Ohio averages about 21 tornadoes for an entire year. And preliminarily speaking, we're about 24 right now. And while that is above the average, it's nowhere near the very lofty numbers we had in the state of Ohio in terms of tornadic activity back in 2024. This is the final verdict as far as tornadoes in Ohio. Last year, we had about 69, including 11 EF2 plus tornadoes that were a little on the stronger side. In our local area, we did have some tornadic activity in Trumbull County and one or two that just missed us to the south down across Jefferson and Hancock counties, just to the south and east of Columbiana County back in 2024. Nothing all that interesting out there this evening, though, in terms of thunderstorms or any severe weather. We had a couple of isolated showers that popped up around midday today down towards Salineville and southern Columbiana County. A couple of showers and storms did bubble up in the warm part of the day around the Pittsburgh area, but even those are fading away, and we'll be left with a mostly clear sky tonight. We'll have to watch for some fog setting up here and there overnight. Look how much real estate's still covered by heat advisories and extreme heat warnings across the eastern U.S. Yeah, it's summertime. It's supposed to be hot, but this is abnormally hot. We've had records falling in many places, including in Florida. I mean, Tampa hit 100 yesterday or the day before for the first time, I believe, ever, or at least on record, of course. The heat index, I believe, in Tampa today topped out in the 100 and teens, so even by Florida in summer standards, that is exceptional heat. So a lot of people are suffering, a lot of people are looking for a change. There are changes afoot, but we have to head this evening north of the U.S.-Canada border. Now, this map will look different tomorrow evening, and especially Thursday evening, but north of the international border, temperatures are in the 70s. That's the air mass that will descend into the U.S. over the next 48 hours and bring us some welcome relief. Now, we officially hit 90 at the Youngstown Warren Airport today, our 10th day with highs in the 90s here in 2025, besting last year's number by 2, tying 2022. If we got another 90-degree day, which is a distinct possibility for Wednesday, it would be the most we've had since 2020, when we had 15 in recent times, since the turn of the decade, or the turn of the century, I should say. Anyway, the top years for 90-degree days were 2012 and 2018. Interestingly, 2014 we had 0. Just a couple of years ago, we had a pretty cool summer back in 2023. We only had 2 days with highs in the 90s just 2 years ago. Air temperatures will get into the lower 90s, we think, in most spots on Wednesday. The heat index will probably be a handful of degrees warmer than the air temperature, so much like today, some local heat index values of 93, 94, 95 or so is going to be a possibility, but this is the grand finale. Things are going to change by Thursday. We've eliminated any rain chances from our Wednesday forecast. We think this is a dry day from start to finish, but Thursday, the front rolls in. Now, this front's going to not exactly be in a big hurry, and there are still some timing differences amongst our models as to how fast the front pulls through. This is going to be more of kind of like an early fall front, in that the timing of the front's actually important. We don't get a lot of fronts here in the heart of summer in which the temperature might actually fall during the day behind the front, but this could be a situation on Thursday where we actually reach our warmest temperature around midday, and temperatures might fall in the afternoon. Again, we don't see that a whole lot in the true peak of the summer season. That's a little more typical, of course, in the spring, in the winter, in the fall, in every other season other than midsummer, basically. In terms of rain on Thursday, I think the best chance for showers is probably from midday and into the afternoon. There could be a thunderstorm in the mix. Raindrops will probably fade pretty quickly towards the end of the afternoon and early in the evening, and then forecast remains great for Friday and the weekend. I think there'll be a few fair weather clouds on Friday, but wall-to-wall sunshine coming our way for the weekend. And speaking of the upcoming weekend, 21 WFMJ always a proud sponsor of the Greater Youngstown Italian Fest, and we couldn't draw up a better forecast for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday this year. No chance for rain. 70s during the afternoons, all 3 days, maybe 80 or so on Sunday. The evenings, temperatures will tail back into the 60s. We can open up the windows at night late this week and over the weekend as the air will be dry, and it will be just delightful outside. Cloud cover peaking on Thursday, a mix of sun and clouds for Friday, but again, it's a sunny to at worst mostly sunny sky for both Saturday and Sunday. Clouds will return a little bit early next week, but we've still got a dry forecast for the first couple of days of next week. And I talked about this on Weather Geeks last evening. What lies beyond the weekend? Yes, it's going to warm up. It'll probably turn sort of humid as well next week, but I don't think that air mass will be kind of like the one we have right now. It's not going to be quite as oppressive with heat indices in the 90s. It'll be just sort of generic or vanilla early August warmth beyond that first weekend of the month and as we head into the following week. In the meantime, thanks for watching Weather for Weather Geeks on this Tuesday evening. I'll catch you back here on Wednesday. Make it a great rest of your night and a fine day on Wednesday as well.